The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay, how the fuck are these? This is what we've been doing a workout. These fucking things are heavy.
How are you holding yours?
I don't know, I had to rest it up there like this, eh? Tuck the elbow.
Fuck. Bro, I was even doing that and my shoulder was going out, bro.
Do the switch outs. All right, here we go. Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. My name is Stacy, this is Kirby, and we are talking about a bunch of different things. This is our podcast, episode 2. So let's get into it.
Come on.
Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. As I said before, my name is Stacy. This is the greatest Kirby. We're filming out of Kirby's creative studio called Owen Creative. And today we've got a bit of podcast talking about a bunch of different things, brother. We've got heaps going on. So it's been a minute since we've caught up. But episode 2, pretty exciting. Locked those in the bank. So we've got a few things to talk about today, Curbs. First things, we've got about 5 different things we want to talk about today. I'm going to talk about what's been up to. So we haven't caught up for a while. So it'd be cool to see 2 weeks. So it'd be cool to see what you've been up to lately. Talk about the fashion game, what the latest pickups are.
Let's go.
Let's talk about the sneaker game. The All Blacks just played Japan lately, brother. So interesting game. Be good to hear your feedback about that. Everyone's got an opinion about the All Blacks at the moment. And also there's a story or there's a documentary on Netflix, that untold story about Matai Teo.
The NFL player, yeah.
Bro, yeah, fuck, that was crazy, bro. So that'll be cool to chat about that. And then the last one we'll talk about is what we've been up to. What goals we've got coming up. So it's the end of the month. So currently as record, it's the end of October. So it's always nice to have new goals for the week, but also for the month coming as well.
November, for the month.
But first of all, brother, what have you been up to, bro? What's been happening? How's Mahi been? How's the tattoo business?
Nah, bro, it's pretty much still been the same. Hasn't been too busy. Like, bookings are still slow. My usual days are still good.
I saw you do a couple of mean pieces lately, bro. What's that one of that? I did one Auckland City on there. On his arm.
Yeah. On the bicep. Yeah. That was a cool one. Yeah. No, I've actually been doing some real cool ones. Like meaningful ones. Like I've been doing heaps of like people have like a story behind like it or something. Like that dude, they got the city, like he like grew up over in North Shore and then he like moved to Auckland, so he's got like the harbour bridge and then like the Auckland City. Oh yeah. So it's like pretty cool.
You must get some cool heartfelt stories as well. Like a lot of people sort of maybe losing loved ones or
heaps of those.
Yeah,
because I do heaps of portraits,
right?
So it's like,
so you specialize in realism tattooing,
yeah. So heaps of people know that I do portraits, so they always like, oh, I lost this person, can I get this? And so it's heaps of those. Like if it's not they lost, it's like a newborn or something, or like their baby or something. Yeah.
Is there styles that you kind of really love doing, or you sort of steer away from? Is there something? So if somebody's looking for a tattoo and they want to come and see you, what kind of style so realism is like one of your key things you're doing. Like you did a line on me here, which represents my star sign, bro.
Shout outs.
Fuck. The detail in there, man. Like check out my Instagram at Stacy Tapson, just check out Owen Collective or Kirby Tavita Tattoos Instagram. And the detail on this thing, bro. So obviously people come to you because they know that you do some mad detail. Like doing portraits is not hard, not easy. I mean, like. Because you got to get the eyes and stuff right, you easily stuff it up, hey. So
I don't know. Like I don't really. There's not something that I like don't like doing. It's more just like I just would rather not like, and because I like the way I look at it is like there's people out there that'll rather would do that like, and I feel like if you come to me, I won't have like the same energy if it's not something that I'm into. So I always just like kind of. If it's not realism, then I'm kind of just like, nah.
Yeah.
Go to someone else because then they'll give you 100% of them. Whereas, if I do that, it will just be like
I guess it's also like a builder as well, right? Like they specialize in different parts of building. Like if somebody wants, I don't know, some part of their house done, they don't might not do a whole house, but they might specialize in. I don't know.
Just bathrooms or something.
Bathrooms, yeah. Like, I want a deck built. Well, you want to go see somebody else kind of vibe, I guess it's around about the same way, but but what else has been happening, bro? So you did CrossFit event in the weekend?
Had my CrossFit Nationals. That was the team nationals. So it's not like the...
So is that a New Zealand thing? New Zealand nationals, or is it just like North Island or Auckland?
Like, I think it's just like, it's kind of like just open like anyone can do it. So if you just put in a team, you guys are in nationals.
So how many in the team? Like, is it?
So there's 6 in a team, and there was probably like maybe like 40 teams a division.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, no, there was heaps, bro. It was
Bro,
packed.
that's mean.
Like, it was like a packed weekend, bro. It was mean, but I didn't think there's any like qualifiers to try and not being stink, but like you can pretty much just say like, oh yeah, I'll do the intermediate division,
Which is good that anybody can enter, you know, because sometimes when you think a CrossFit event, you think, fuck, there's like the top dudes, you know, that compete in it. But it's mean, what kind of WODs were you doing?
Because there was like strongman like going on
there?
in the weekend as well. So there was like a bit of strongman in there. Like there was like the 6-man worm. And it was
How
like,
heavy was the worm?
bro? It was like 200 plus kgs, bro. Like that was probably like one of the like highlights of the weekend. Like everyone had to do something with that like worm. Bro, it was ugly, bro. Honestly, there was this one WOD that we did, and it was 101 clean and jerks with the worm. Like the whole team had to do it. So like everyone's on the worm, try and get to like 101. I think the best team got to like 89. Right. And that was like, yeah, like they were moving pretty quick.
Yeah.
But still, it was tough, bro. And it was cracker because it was like the most simplest movement, but because it was so heavy
Awkward,
and like awkward, like people are trying to make it like more complicated, and bro, there's heaps of arguments, bro.
Was there?
Oh, bro, heaps of F-bombs throwing around, bro. it was funny to watch, but then when you did it, you're like,
oh, now I get it.
Yeah, that's why he was getting angry. That's why he stormed off after the WOD.
That's what I'm saying. See you back at the hotel.
No, but what about you, bro? How was your weekend, bro? How was your trip?
Bro, trip was mean. I went to Aussie just recently, went to Gold Coast, had a boys catch up. So, it was pretty mean over there. Ratchet weather, but anyway, it is what it is. But fuck, bro.
Rather be in Oz with ratchet weather, though.
Bro, then at work with, looking outside looked mean. You know what I mean? But no, it was cool, bro. We caught up with mates I hadn't seen, and some mates I hadn't seen like 20 years, bro. So it was a good reunion. And the cool thing, you know what it's like with your bros, right? Like, you go catch up with your boys and you can just pick up conversations, like if you saw each other yesterday, and just the banter and taking the piss and but then at the same time, because a lot of them are dads now, hearing about, like being the father and what they're going through, and some dudes facing challenges either, at work or, maybe with life. So it's good to sort of connect with each other, in terms of just checking in on each other as well, being together at the same time. It's cool that you keep in contact via social media, with Instagram and Facebook and stuff, but there's nothing like a sit down with your bro and, having a good catch up, and I'm sure you'd be the same too, right?
Yeah, because sometimes you don't even sometimes you can't be bothered messaging things, like even like talking to them. It's like cool that you talk to them, but it's like not the same like right now.
Yeah.
Like hard. Right now is like the best moment to like talk about everything, because you can feel the energy, you can kind of just like let it all out.
Yeah.
But like texting and that, like staying in contact through social media is kind of like, it's not the same, eh?
Nah, you're right, bro. Exactly right. Like with the text, sometimes you might get busy and sometimes you might not forget. Sometimes you forget to, I'll quickly get that. I'll quickly do something else before I reply back, because I've got to quickly, one of the kids, Dad.
Yeah.
But then, like you say, sitting down, having a one-on-one conversation, you're present, you're in it, So I think there's a lot to that. Like there's one thing I've noticed, bro, like, I don't want to get deep straight away, but far out, like you just never know. Like a good mate of mine passed away earlier this year, and like none of us knew what he was going through. He seemed like a really open, outgoing kind of guy. And until you have conversations, like this one-on-one, you just don't know sometimes, how they actually are. Because it's easy to say, hey, bro, how are you? Oh, yeah, good. I'm all good.
Yeah.
But until you actually go, nah, bro, like, how are you? Then you're like, oh, actually, bro, I'm having a tough time with my missus. So the power of a conversation, it can be meaning more than we actually understand,
Yeah.
Whether it's going around catching up with someone, just go around for a cup of tea, or going out in the piss, or going out and doing a workout together, whatever, go play ball together. you know, chicks do it all the time, eh? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they catch up all the time and they chat about their feelings and they chat about how they are and what's happening and they're open about it. Whereas, I don't know.
Do you think sometimes it's like, as men, like, do you think sometimes it's like you kind of don't really want to talk about it? Like you're going through some stuff, but like sometimes I feel like people just can't be bothered talking about it. And they just kind of like, and like say like, nah, I'm actually struggling, bro, like struggling with my missus, and then like the other dude keeps sipping up, like going back and forth, like you guys are going back and forth with it, but then he's kind of like, nah, and then he kind of cuts it off, and you're kind of like, bro, like talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, well, sometimes for me, I feel like people just can't be bothered talking about it.
Yeah, I think it may be two things, bro. I think a lot of guys with their egos, they don't want to feel like they're putting their problems on other guys in particular. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, I'm a man, I'll deal with it, I'll figure it out myself kind of vibe, you know? And then before they know it, they're even deeper than they were, you know, like not realizing, because that's how probably how I think. It's like, oh, I just don't want to burden anybody else with my problems. These are my problems.
Yeah.
And so you think, oh no, I won't worry about it. But then if you're the listener, you're the receiver, sometimes we just don't know how to react. Like if you told me, bro, I'm going through some tough times with my missus, or fuck, bro, I have shit time on my work, I'll be like, oh yeah. You don't know,
exactly.
Like, if I meant to, because guys were like, oh fuck, how do I fix your problem? Because we're like that with our missus, right?
Yeah.
You know, if they come to us, oh babe, you know, like this bloody person at work's doing me, frustrating, and what we just want to try and do, okay, well let's fix it, you know?
Yeah.
But she's like, no, I just want to tell you, you know?
Yeah.
But so sometimes, I don't know if guys feel like that, they don't know how to respond, you know?
Yeah. It's also hard to not like sometimes I always like when I talk to my mates about things, sometimes it's hard to not make it about you. Like you kind of have to like turn off trying to talk about you. So you have to be like,
when you're the listener, you mean?
Yeah. As like the listener, like you have to always be like, oh, so what have you been doing? Rather than like, bro, that's like me, bro. My missus has been like fucking, you know, down my neck, and then they're kind of like, oh. You know, all good. I was trying to help myself, bro. You're just helping yourself, you know. Like, and then you're like, oh, but like, what were you saying, bro? And then they're like, no, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Like,
How about those warriors? Eh? Change the subject.
But that's
true though, because dudes try and one up each other.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
I've had that. Like, there's a mate, bro, I went to this mad beach. Yeah, bro, well, we went to Fiji the other day.
Yeah. But that's what we were talking about when we were having dinner there one time. And that's what like people do. It's hard not to make it about you. Like as like me growing up now, you kind of have to unlearn like those kind of things. Like, hey, hold that thought in your head trying to make it about you. Like you always have to try and, because sometimes that's not being present. Like, you know, people say like, oh, you know, being present, but it's like, no, you're not really being present, bro. You're just kind of making it about you. Like you're trying to say that you guys have the same problems when maybe that guy yesterday tried to kill himself.
Yeah, hard.
When you were just like had an argument.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Just trying to hijack stories or, like I say, one up each other. But that's not the one, man. Like, yeah, go into a conversation. If your bro starts talking to you about, fuck, bro, I had a real tough time with my missus. Oh, yeah, tell me more about it, you know? Like, yeah, like rather than you say, fuck, oh, yeah, fuck, say me too, bro. And then start talking about, you know, so I think that's a true, I guess, listener is the one that asks the questions, you know, actually wanting to know more about the other person. So, yeah, I think you're right, bro.
Yeah. I saw this podcast, and this guy was like saying life's not about, now I'm going to butcher it, but it's like, life's not about like
like what you can take from someone, it's about what you can give, or nah?
Yeah. Oh man, I had it like before.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
Making me nervous, bro. But it was pretty much like he pretty much was saying like life is about how you react to things, not how you take things.
Yeah.
So like instead of, you know, like when people try and say something offensive to you, it's up to you whether it's
how
offensive or not. So
yeah.
It's like how you react to that. Makes the outcome, like, can change the outcome.
Yeah, 100%. And it depends on what angle somebody's coming from at it as well. But yeah, exactly right. It's like I guess the same. It could be the same about getting a text. People read a text and go, "Motherfucker, see what?" You put tone in it, eh?
Yeah.
I'll see you later. I'll see you later. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, we're on. We're on.
You pick us up. It's like, the fuck, cunt? It's like, I was reading that wrong.
Yeah. People put tone in, text or sometimes it's best to have a face-to-face conversation because you actually get to understand how they're meaning and to say. You can see the expression, you can hear how they're saying it. Whereas if you're reading a text or an email or a message, you can put tone in there where there's no tone. Hey,
and everyone overthinks something.
Especially with your missus.
Oh, bro. Don't ever text during arguments. If you're going through an argument, don't text it, bro.
Do not text.
You're just gonna sound like the biggest
tip for the boys. Do not text an argument, but get you nowhere. There's a one-way traffic to the dog box, my guy.
Or back to the club. Oh, nah.
Hey, you got a spare couch?
Oh, there's a couch at the shop.
But yeah, bro. So going back to where we've been up to, but it was just cool to connect with the boys, as it always is. I'm sure everyone has the same vibe. But, I think we've got to make it more of an occurrence. Like chicks, like I say, the girls always go for a dinner somewhere, but the guys don't really sort of tend to do that much, They got to sort of either stick to themselves or they just I can't be asked,
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to make that little bit of effort because you just don't know what somebody's going through, and just reaching out, say, hey, bro, you want keen to catch up for a feed or something like that, That way there's no expectations of it. It's just more of a catch up, and if you just feel like what you want to say, So,
but that's mean as well. Just finishing it up, but it's mean as well because then it makes a thing that you can always do is you just text random people instead of just seeing stories and that actually send a message sup bro, was just thinking about you, bro, just checking in, seeing how everything is, hope you're all good, and then just leave it at that, rather than I saw a story, but it was fuck, but you haven't even talked to him, you've just been seeing his story,
Yeah. The other thing we do as well, bro, we got a group of boys, we have a chat. And it's we try and catch up on a monthly basis, once a month, one person organises either a location or an activity to do. And it's just an excuse to get together because it's so easy. Throughout the year, bro, it's almost November as we record this podcast. And if you look back, how often do you catch up with your boys,
Yeah.
But if you have a conscious time of once a month, and you might want to say, look, the first Wednesday of every month or Sunday or Saturday, whatever day you decide, and it's somebody else's turn to organise something. And it could be just go and catch up for a feed or a beer, bro, or go-kart racing or, go do a workout or do hooping, whatever it is. It's just a good reason to get together and chat,
Yeah.
Bro, we've had a few of them. And, bro, I found out more just in these group catch-ups than I did when we were, at school.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There were some dudes were going through some shit, man, and they were just felt comfortable in a space that they could just talk, bro, and just be able to have that freedom and that moment just to sort of unpack what they were going through, in life, to then get support from the boys, and not everyone might have the answer at the time, but it just sometimes talking about it and unpacking helps the occasion as well. It helps the situation, because it just feels like a weight off your shoulder. It's fuck, I feel better now. I said something, And then also at the same time, I was actually, yeah, bro, I'm going through the same thing too, bro. So you might inspire somebody else to speak up that might not because maybe of shame or, shyness or something. Actually, oh, fuck, I'm going through that too, bro. How did you get, and then you start feeding energy with each other and helping each other out and... So yeah, that's something we've found really useful, bro. Yeah.
That's mean because that's repetitions. The repetitions are you do something, you keep doing something, and then eventually you get used to it.
Yeah.
And then you just said, then someone else starts opening up because the amount of times that you guys met up, it's kind of like going to the gym, bro. The only way that you can maintain a good body is if you keep going to the gym to kind of refresh your muscles to know what you you know, what you're trying to do, like you're trying to maintain.
Yeah.
And that's like what's cool about what you just said, like always catching up every month. It's mean that everyone like slowly gets used to it, and then it becomes like a normal thing where you can just open up about things that you're going through, you know, and especially for those guys that are not talkative, you know, you want it for those kind of guys, because you're kind of like, bro, like just talk, bro, like, you know.
Yeah, there's no shame in it, you know, like because like I say, I think around the whole manly thing of talking, you know, it's like sometimes like, oh no, I'll just stick to myself. No one needs to know my problems. I'll sort it out. I'll figure it out. But until you see somebody else become vulnerable, you're like, oh, yo, fuck, okay, maybe I can. This is a space that I'm not going to get teased or, you know, taken the piss out of, you know, like there's those moments where you do have banter with the boys, but then there's also moments of, you know, you don't want to go, bro, I'm looking to take my life, and be like, oh yeah, no, fuck this guy, you know.
I wasn't trying to laugh at I wasn't trying to laugh at you taking your life or something, but it was just funny, like when you were saying, like when you do want to open up, the first thing that came to my head is like mocking, and I was like, fuck, man, sometimes you got to like be able to, if you're going to talk, be willing to be like, hey, fuck, if you guys mock me, then at least it's in the safe space. Like,
yeah.
Like, don't try and mock me around random people. Like, you know?
But it's funny, there's a saying, bro, and I heard is that chicks say things to each other that they don't mean. Like chicks say nice things to each other that they don't mean. Yeah. Hey, girl, that's a good dress. Fuck, did you see her dress? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas guys say mean things that they don't mean. Fuck, look at this guy, you know, like, oh, he thinks he's all that. But you know what I mean? Like, they put each other down, but they don't mean it. Whereas girls give each other praise, but they don't mean it.
Yeah.
Do you know?
That's so true. Yeah.
Hey, you know?
No,
like,
I agree. I fully agree with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, there is those moments where you do need to have that banter and all that sort of stuff, because that's what boys' relationship are made on, you know, just taking the piss of each other.
Like humour, yeah.
Humour, yeah. But at the same time, there's also moments that you actually need to listen and I don't know, just be an ear for some guys sometimes. So, yeah, marriage. So, but yeah, I kind of dig those chats sometimes too, you know? Yeah, so, yeah, bro. So that's been cool.
No, that's mean, bro. That's mean.
So the other thing I've been up to as well, just recently, just on the back of that, is went to a fashion show recently. Have you heard of a brand called Stolen Girlfriends Club?
Like, to be honest, I actually, like, never heard of them until you posted it up, and then, like, I asked my missus and she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, so they're a mad New Zealand brand, and they're probably one of the top leading fashion brands in New Zealand. It's like they do a lot of women's, but they also do men's, but they do a lot of jewellery. Yeah. They do heaps of cool product, bro.
That's what my missus said. It's like accessories and that, eh?
Yeah, and they also do a bunch of clothing. So they had their fashion show just in Avondale up the road.
Oh, true.
Yeah, just around the corner from their office. So on Patiki Road. You know where Patiki Road is, bro? Just on that way. Yeah, so just along there. But anyway, so they had this really cool underground car park, and they just made this real long, massive runway. Oh. Bro, it was mad. And then they had some real cool range coming out. But then they had a cool after party afterwards. They come up and they had a cool after party, had food trucks. And it was a cool vibe, bro. And then
looked like a mean setting.
Yeah, man. And so they created a stage and had DJs, and it was mad. They had probably about 1,500 people there, because I don't think there's a New Zealand Fashion Week this week, so they had their own one. They're like, fuck, we'll just make our own one. And they're on the world, bro. They're on like Farfetched website. They've got their own cool website. They're on heaps of different sort of global websites as well. So they're definitely getting up there, bro, in terms of status and stuff. So check them out, bro. But have
you copped anything from there?
I have copped a bunch of hoodies, bro. Actually,
Lucky.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Not those ones say like, oh, bro, this brand's mean. Have you copped anything? Nah.
Oh yeah. On layboy.
Not those supporters.
Just scabbing the fucking fashion show tickets. They just want to do it for the gram. Yeah, that fashion show.
That did look mean though. Like when you posted up, I was like, bro, that she looks like a proper like Paris fashion week.
Bro, that's what
something.
they were going for. Yeah, hard. But have you got any pickups lately, bro? Are these some new fresh kicks, or what's going on here?
Yeah, just a little Wolf Greys, just a little bit Wolf Greys.
Yeah,
but I picked these up from. It was like just this reseller that I got them off.
Here in New Zealand or overseas?
No, here, bro. Yeah, like, just down the road, like in Te Atatu, bro.
Oi.
Bro, he lived on like the friggin' peninsula, like.
Was he?
Yeah, right on like the beach, bro.
Oh, yo.
I was like, oh, true. Yeah, but
what does he have? Heaps of different styles and stuff.
Oh, like he just kind of resells like what comes in, but then he's got some grails like it's like kicksless.
Kicks it. Is it what's his?
That's his like Instagram handle. Like Kixless NZ or something.
Okay, I'll check him out. Yeah.
No, yeah, but picked up these. I won that raffle on Nowhere, and I got the Joe Fresh Goods.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And I won that raffle, and then friggin' Preston was like, "Oh, gee, my mate just went and picked them up from the shop." I was like, "No, not those ones." No, yeah, but I just recently got those the Joe Fresh Goods, like they're like these 993s. They're like baby blue.
Yo.
It's like baby blue suede. They're pretty nice. See,
Yo, man.
I was gonna wear them, but nah. What about you, bro? What was yours?
Bro, when I was in the Goldie, bro, I went to this reseller store in Aussie in a place called Pack Fair.
Yeah. Pack Fair's nice.
Yeah, bro, some mad shots there. But there was this one reseller footwear store, bro, and fuck, I went and checked out some. I went and I was like, yo, man, they had Dunks everywhere. Yeah. They had the Yeezy slides. They had Jordan. Bro, they had everything. I'm like, yo, bro, keen to go in there, check some out, chuck some on, bro. When I get there, turn them over. So the price, the pandas, fuck, almost fell over. Almost dropped them. Bro, the pandas, what, retail? Maybe 180, 200? Bro, 579 Australian. Well, pandas. I was like, I'll put them back. And then I saw another colour Dunks. I was like, oh, yo, man, these ones yours. Oh, no. 579, you can put them back.
See
I was like, who the heck is paying that price?
Especially pandas, like what I was just saying before. Pandas is like the freaking.
How many drops have they done of those?
There's like the generic Dunk now. Like everyone's got them. Like so, it's like fucking what the heck? Who the heck is paying $500 for those?
And that's Australian. So what's that? Over 600 New Zealand?
Oh, bro.
But yeah, even the Yeezy slides were 360 Australian as well.
Yeah.
Oh, right, man, they were out the gate. I was like, and this ain't the one.
But do you think, like, sometimes, like, with those, like, retail, those reseller stores, sometimes I think they, like, bump up the price because it's, like, you don't really need to put in work to try and get them. Like, you can just go to the store and get them. So then it makes
convenience, hey?
Yeah, it makes it easier for you to go grab them, but then then it comes with a cost.
Yeah.
Whereas in, like, resellers, you kind of got to know mean resellers to like have like a plug where you can just be like, yeah, bro, and you got these for blah blah blah, like, you know.
Or like you put your pick up here, like
yeah, exactly, bro. Like freaking 240 are the best, bro.
That's all good.
Yeah, but mind you, like these just came out, so
yeah,
it's kind of like.
But I mean, pandas though, fuck, they've been out. How many drops releases?
That makes me think like, is there like years on pandas like? The 2014 Panda.
Yeah, true.
You know, like how they do Jordans and that.
Yeah, actuals. Yeah, but
but bro, not pandas, bro. Not pandas.
Come on. If you're paying $600, bah.
No, that's that.
And you're eating noodles, you need to check yourself. Hey?
You need to check your priorities, mate. So did you end up grabbing anything from me? So what did you grab?
I grabbed my ass out of there, bro. I'm out of there, man. I was like, the shop ain't for
grabbed
you.
The shoe and put it back.
Bro, I'll stay in my lane, my guy. That was not for me, my G. I'm like, no.
Mrs. can't fill up the car. It's like, oh, babe, how come there's no money in the car? Oh, shucks, I couldn't say no to the pandas.
About that. Tell the kids are on noodles for the next week, by the way. But check out my new shoes.
Just look me in there. Like,
coming to the door. What's up, kids?
It's like, Dad, why are we eating noodles? It's like, son, let's be quiet.
And get clean up their shoes, would you?
Clean up those shoes, boy.
Oh, bro. But yeah, that was not the one. But yeah, like I say, Pack Fair is pretty mean, but not those reseller stores though. But anyway, but that's all good. So, but yeah, back from the Goldie now, bro. So back into the swing of things. And the other thing we were going to talk about was the All Blacks, brother.
The abs.
The abs against the Blossoms, the Japanese team. How do you reckon they went? What was your review? Out of 10, what would you give them?
That game, I'd say, maybe like even like a 5, bro.
Yeah, they had potential to do more, but at the same time, man, Japan just didn't give up, right? Like, they were good, man. Like, a couple of good opportunities they gave themselves, you know, like,
It looked like a different game plan though. Like it looked like a more like they were like building phases rather than playing like flair rugby like they usually do, you know, like just get like straight to the backs, kick down there, stay there, and then like see what happens from there.
Yeah.
But it was like there was a lot of like phases. Like there wasn't too much midfield bombs, bro. Like
Nah.
so that's kind of like, I don't know, it kind of like changed the way All Blacks played. Well, I think
They must have experimented a lot as well, you know, like when they would, because there's a lot of, at the same time, there's a lot of combinations that hadn't happened before.
Yeah.
It was cool to see Roger get his first start, and then a couple of the,
him and Braden Eno in the midfield.
Yeah.
Both of them got, did you see they got dropped?
oh, have they?
So they got dropped to the 15.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. Is that camera going to...
Oh, yeah, what are we up to? Yep. So hang on, just pause it up. Camera gonna stop. And we're back. Yeah, just had to reset the cameras.
Lashed out.
But yeah, so you see Roger got dropped to the 15. All
Yeah.
Blacks 15. Oh, did they?
I seen online that Roger and Braden Eno got dropped, and Leicester's back from like family, like like that.
Yeah.
To leave for like family issues.
I must admit, bro, when Anton Leonard-Brown came on, he made a bit of an impact, bro. He went hard.
Him and Havili were like kind of brought it back for them, like.
Yeah, and Caleb Clark did some made runs as well, eh?
He's
He's
beast,
strong, bro.
Yeah, he's beast.
Yes.
Mark Taleta's in there.
Yeah,
now.
oh, is he?
Bro, he's staying.
I thought he'd
in there,
covered.
bro.
Is he staying? Because he
Yeah.
got pulled in, eh?
Yeah, so he's not even playing for that All Black 15, bro. He's staying with the ABs.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, me.
So that was like an interesting one, like that. Roger and Eno got dropped, especially Roger. Like to be honest though, I kind of I'm still like in the air with him playing midfield. Like I reckon he should just jump on the wing, bro. Like,
Reckon?
yeah. I mean,
It's hard though. We've got some good wingers.
yeah, exactly, bro.
That's a challenge.
But
We've always-
it's a tough one. But then he kind of brings something different to the wing, whereas in like in the midfield now, bro, with rugby, it's too technical, bro. Like the best second fives now can play first five, you know, like or they're like a first five fullback, like, and then they just chuck.
Well, look at Geordie
like,
Barrett, right? When he came in the second
exactly,
five, he carved,
exactly, bro. So
Yeah.
that's like. For me, it's a bit too technical to come straight into like from league since like 2012, like straight into the AB system, trying to like learn. It's like, man, it's a bit too late. Like
Yeah. But bro, the hooker, I keep forgetting his name.
Tokiai,
Bro.
Oh, bro,
He is the man, eh?
Yeah,
We
bro.
talked about him last time. Fuck. Bro, yeah, he is the man, bro. He's so strong. Just awesome player, bro.
mobile as well. Eh? That's
Yeah.
what's mean about him is he's massive but mobile.
Mobile. Yeah, quick too. So, but yeah, there's a lot of, I think there's things for improvement. I think the challenge was because, there's a lot of new combinations, you know, that went on. So, yeah, it's always, I mean, but we can't take it away from the Japanese team as well. They always put their best foot forward when they play teams like All Blacks, South Africa, England, you know, like, so yeah, credit to them, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go in the Northern Hemisphere tour.
Yeah.
Eh?
It's mean because like Japanese rugby is becoming like better now, so they're actually giving teams a good go.
Yeah, or you got top New Zealand guys, like you got Artie going over there to play for Kobe in 223 or 224, I think it is. You know, he's doing a stint over there. You've had Bowden Barrett go over there. You've had TJ Perenara. So and then there obviously players from around the world.
Yeah.
You know, they're lifting the level, you know, helping educate the players around them. So it's only good for the game and they're getting better,
exactly,
you know?
Exactly.
So,
especially the ones that like, 'cause there's so many mean New Zealand players, eh?
Yeah.
Like the ones that don't even get to maybe like Super Rugby, and then they go over there, eh? And you're just like, fuck, bro, this dude.
Yeah, and it's cool for guys like Artie and that to go over as well. You know, it's good for Japan, but he'll be making bank, which is, you know, good for him and his family, which is great. You know, setting themselves up. He's a very clever man, that guy, and he's not.
Did he say what he's on?
Nah. But it's good for him and his family. So that'll be a cool experience. Why not make bank when you can, right? Like
Exactly.
You know, like set themselves up, and then you might start planning for, you know, after rugby. You know, which is I think all players should do. You know, like set yourself up for the next phase of your life. Don't wait till you get to the next phase of your life and then start. Start planning now, you know, like either start a side. That's what I always wish that a lot of, wish there was a bit more education around that to help players exit the game and into something there themselves. They tend to default to, you know, something that they might not want to do, but they're like, fuck, what else? I've only known rugby, you know, like been through a system, and every day they were told what to wear, told what to eat, told when to train, turn up to training. You know, so it's just if they can if they can, what I'd love to see is that be more facilities or mainly training or programs that can help the guys, knowing that they're coming to the end of their career, that transitions them into something they want to get into. You know, I bet you a lot of guys probably want to start their own business but don't know how.
Yeah.
Or they want to try a career that they've always thought about but just don't know how to get into it, you know? And so utilizing their what's the word I'm looking for? Their popularity now while they're in their career is going to help them after the game. You know, how many players have we forgotten about already that have retired and be like, who? I remember that player.
Exactly, yeah.
So how do you still become relevant, you know? Like Dan Carter, of course, he's one of the greatest players ever played the game, but he's still relevant by doing a lot of things with charities or putting out books or starting his own business. He's really, I know he's right into the NFT side of things as well. So he's diving into that, you know, investments. So that could be a big one as well, investing while you're playing to then set yourself up when you exit the game, eh?
Yeah. It's good. I'm sure I've heard like they have like some sort of like you know, there's people that just like come in and like try and like tell them like, oh, you should do this with your money or start investing now. But it's really like up to certain players. Like if you don't know about money, then like it's up to you to go learn about money. You know, like if you want to start a business, then go like ask people how to start a business. You know, but too many people, I reckon. Maybe like too ashamed or think they don't have time or you know, so it's really trying to knuckle down on that, like, hey, if you want to do that, then do that. Like
social media is going to help a lot of the boys too, I reckon. You know, build themselves a brand. If you're a top, like even if you're a super rugby player, you can still build a brand yourself. You don't have to be an All Black to build a great brand. You can still build a great brand, great revenue, great market around yourself, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like, I know guys like Artie would even do, like, training programs. You know, he like, okay, I'm doing 8-week training program. Who wants to come train with me? And I'll teach you I've got a fitness mate who'll teach you how to lift weights. Oh, you come train with, you know, imagine, bro, being able to train with one of your favourite All Blacks, you know?
Especially like a young'un.
Yeah. Or even a club player that's maybe on the fringe of making a team or something like that wants to get their skill levels up a bit more. But yeah, a lot of parents would pay for their kids to train with an All Black, you know, so they've got that leverage up to get into the system, and a lot of players can do it, you know, like you don't, like I say, you don't have to be an All Black to do it because you've got that super rugby experience, or a league or hockey or netball, any code, you know, you can just get people going and, you know, start coming training with you, or you know, learn whatever the knowledge what I'm trying to say is that any knowledge you've got, you can turn that into a revenue. Yeah. You know, so even like with yourself, with your tattooing or business owner, you can turn that, create an online course and turn that into a revenue, you know?
Yeah.
Like I could probably do it with content creating. So I create a bunch of content for athletes and I can teach people how to create content, you know, edit videos, take videos, make videos, you know? So yeah, everyone's got a skill. Just how do you monetize it as well, you know? No matter what you're doing. So, because the whole thing is they talk about is how do you make multiple streams of revenue? And I think we talked about in our last podcast, you know, try and have many streams, and there's so many different ways to make a revenue these days, right? Is that there's so many different ways you can do online or social media, affiliate marketing, you know, like online courses, sponsorships. There's heaps to do. Yeah. So, but yeah, so we sort of got off track there with the All Blacks, but you know, so I think
I was actually into that, bro. I was like, oh, true.
Well, that's it, bro. Like that's what I like try and tell anyone up and coming, man. Like try and create multiple streams of revenue because COVID's taught us, right? Is that like if we're reliant on one revenue. Or like, for example, right, if you get injured, bro, and you can't use your tattoo gun, what are you going to do for an income? You know, like, now what? Like, you've just got to think of that, like, maybe a backup plan, you know, something else. Or you might want to change a career differently, and you'll be like, actually, I enjoy doing this more than I want to do with my actual career, you know, like.
It's like you almost have to have, like, backup. Like,
yeah, because the whole COVID thing's taught us is that, fuck, we could get fired any day, you know, we'll get laid off any day. We don't know, like. To be honest, we're just a number to a lot of companies, you know?
Exactly.
You're easily replaceable. But having your own business or working for yourself, you can create, you know, you're not... Like, when you work for a company, like I work for a company, right? And so I can only make as much as they tell me I can make. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, whereas you're self-employed, you can go hard, you can make as much money as you as you want to make, you know, like only you can dictate how much you make or don't make, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I found out is that COVID, man, we almost got, a lot of people got laid off from it, bro, or lost money because of it, and they're freaking out, can't pay their mortgage or rent or buy food, and we're like, fuck, now what do I do? You know, like, the whole travel industry job's gone. You know, like,
exactly.
now what do I do? Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, man, if we can get more than one stream of revenue, you're on your way. You know, like if you can dictate how much you get paid, that's the goal, man. Not
actual.
You know, it's not about having the greatest car or having the flash shoes or whatever it is. It's, first of all, find happiness, right? Definitely find happiness first. And if you can find happiness and get paid to do what you love, bro, cracking it. Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what I mean? Like doing art like every day would be amazing. You know, and maybe sometimes you're like, oh, some days I can't be fucked, but because it's a passion for you. Like for me, I love to create content. Mm-hmm. And that if I can do that full time, cracking it, you know.
Yeah. And it is like, it is the best feeling when you do, like when you are getting paid for it, you know. Like, man, sometimes I always say I buzz out that people still want tattoos. Like, it's like, man, this is crazy that like you don't need a tattoo, bro. Like, you can live your whole life without getting a tattoo,
right?
Like, you know, and it's crazy that people feel like they need to get tattoos. It's like, oh, bro, I want to be covered by like summer, you know, and it's like you don't like have to be covered though, you know, like
and there's a connection with tattoos, right? People have a lot of deep connections with it. You know what I mean? Like it's like you say, you don't have to have those shoes, you don't have to have those pants, but I think there's an emotional connection with tattooing, you know, with art. So. You know, I don't think tattooing will ever die off. I don't think so anyway. I mean, it's probably as popular as it has ever been.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, if you can find happiness first of all, and then get paid for that happiness, and bro, you could talk about the Smurfs, and if that makes you happy, bro, and you can make money from it, that's gangs, bro. Props to you, man. Smurf the heck out of it, bro.
Smurfs up. Huh?
Smurfs up. But the thing is, like the resellers, right? They love their sneakers. They're like, people either love or hate resellers, and I get it, man. I'm a sneakerhead from way back. I used to work at Nike years ago, and I love sneaker culture. But at the same time, I understand, you know, like the market's there. Like people will pay stupid money just to get a pair of sneakers. Right?
Yeah.
Fuck, look that shop we just talked about.
Exactly,
like,
bro. But it's because they know like attitudes, like people's attitudes, you know, like exactly like how you're saying, there's emotional attachment to it, and they've like jumped on the back of that, you know, like knowing that there's that hole in the market that, you know, we can be a reseller in the mall and we'll bump it up a little bit just to make it, you know, for them to just walk in and they can buy it. Like that's easy as, you know, so we're going to like bump it up even more just because we made your job easier, you know.
And I think a lot of people are buying stupid money because they want street cred.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like they're trying to get it for status.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I own a pair of pandas. I must be cool.
Yeah.
You know, even though I paid $600 for these pandas, but fuck, my Instagram's looking fire, eh? Fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's funny though, because some people that don't understand it will like think they're mean, you know?
Yeah,
it's like getting pandas feeling mean, and it's like, oh, bro, we can go to a festival and there'll be heaps of people with those pandas on.
Actually, yeah. But yeah, it's all about flexing, and I mean, I get it. People want to flex because they want to feel, I don't know, however they want to feel. They want to feel they are somebody, you know, because like you see it in song videos, you see it on YouTube, you see it on Instagram. People are flexing because they've got, I've got this, I've got that, I've got that. But fuck, look for happiness before you fucking try to look for, you're trying to look for status, you know, like.
And that's the only reason why people want to like post. Like people just want to post to flex, bro. Like,
hard.
The only time that you want to post is when you're going out and you're getting ready and you feel the best that you've ever felt, bro. And then all of a sudden, we're getting 20 stories from this person this night. You know, like,
I've been one of those. That was me last Friday night.
No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, that's you, like.
Look at me living my
like in a respectful way. Like you're flexing because you're kind of like, man, join me.
Well, that's what Instagram's built
feeling
on.
mean right now, you know?
Yeah, well, that's what Instagram's built on, You know, just straight flick. Everyone's just straight flexes on Instagram.
Bro.
It's more about just what all that people want is not reassurance, but they want validation.
Yeah.
That's all people want is you're like, oh, you've got a pair of pandas. Oh, yeah, you're the man. You know what I mean? Like, that's all people do it for, is to say. I think actually deep down, I think people post up that kind of content because they actually just want to be liked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like how many meals do you have a day, and you only post up the one when you go to the cafe?
Not the noodles that you had because you was wearing $600 shoes.
It's like, oh, hey, where was that apple that you had today? Post that one up as well.
Yeah, it's just all that because people just want to post up that kind of content. Yeah, it looks cool, but at the same time, people just want to be liked. It's like, oh, I just want people to like me and just appreciate me and
their validation,
validate me. You know, like, which is that's not where you're going to find happiness. You're on a downward spiral to sadness. You know what I mean? Like, because you're trying to always outdo your last post, or you're trying to keep up with somebody that you can't afford to keep up with, and then I'm like, fuck, I can't actually do this.
It's like freaking, like, you thought you were happy? Nah, bro, you're on a downward spiral to sadness, bro.
Put that on a t-shirt, my guy.
Imagine everyone like watching this and they just posted something mean, feeling mean. It's like,
oh, these guys just cutting me down.
I'm suicidal now.
Come to our voice chat, we'll help you out. Oh, bro.
That's too funny.
But anyway, but don't worry, I'll keep posting on Instagram. I'll keep flexing.
Don't worry. Hey, keep posting your stories, man. I still want to see them because I'm too nosy.
Axles.
No,
that's the other thing is we are.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
We are.
That's another thing. Do you feel like sometimes you want to post up, like, and then see who's like looking at that?
Yeah,
like,
we always do.
It's like,
is he looking at? Oh,
you
okay.
know I'm in a mean place. He can't. Like, it's like they're watching your stories, like, that's
all your haters, eh?
That's kind of pack fair. Like, it's like, let's never post it up to Henderson Mall. True though. All of a sudden he's in pack fair, acting different. Like,
oh, bro. But yeah, keep posting your stories, fam. we love watching. See what you get up to. But yeah, it's coming to the end of the month, bro. As what I love to do at this time of year or this time of the month is actually think about the month coming up and always have a goal, for a month that's coming up. And my biggest thing is like what I try and do at the end of the year is like grab a beer. December 31st, I grab a beer and I look back and I sort of celebrate the things I've done differently this year than I did last year. And it could be something simple, bro. It could be, you could have gone to a new location before. You might have gone on a holiday you've never been to before. You might have found a new partner, or you might have moved to a new house or flat or new job, whatever it is. Just as long as you're doing something different every year, rather than so then what I try and do to help that is try and have goals for the month. And so for example, for example, 1 month, bro, in the month of September I went alcohol free. And we had a few events going on and I just sort of stayed true to it and it was cool. It's like a more reward that you can actually put yourself, like challenge yourself to do something. So every month I try and have a new challenge. This month was October, so was cold showers. So 3 things I try and do. Like I think we talked about this before, but first thing in the morning, the first thing you tend to do is just grab your phone. Wipe the sleep out of your eyes, and you grab your phone and see what's going on. But then you might see like somebody on social media, as we just talked about, that's like you're kind of jealous of. Oh fuck, I wish I could do that. Then and you're like, without realizing it, you feel a little bit down about it. Or you might get an email from somebody that you're like, oh fuck, like a work email. You're like, oh fuck, ratchet. I've already, I've got to go and deal with that problem later today. Or you might got a text overnight from somebody or a comment from a social media. And before you know it, even before you got out of bed, bro, you're already feeling down.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to try and do, and I'm not much of a reader, bro. So what I want to try and do, I got an iPad and I reach my iPad now and read a book.
Yeah.
And on my book, it's got iBooks, and you can set a timer for how long you want to read each time.
Yeah.
So rather than grabbing my phone and start feeling a little bit sad from before I'm getting out of bed, I thought, actually, you know what? I'm going to educate myself. And so I've got this time and I read for like maybe 15, 20 minutes a day. And the other cool thing on this app is that it shows you how many days in a row that you've read. So I started off, day 1 and then day 2, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I might try to get to day 3. Next thing, I'll try on day 4. And before you know it, you started creating a habit. So 3 things I try and work on. So work on knowledge. So every day try and learn something new. So that's by reading a book. And books I kind of love to read is something like an autobiography or a self-help book or a business book.
Yeah.
I really get some value out of those ones. And the other thing I try and do is, for my mental state, is have a cold shower.
Yeah.
So at the moment I'm starting off with it warm. So start off with it warm, but then turn it to freezing cold. But fuck, sometimes I got my hand on the handle going, okay, come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I mean, before it's even got, you can already feel it before it's even cold, eh? It's like, oh shit. And then you just throw it. Just takes your breath away, you know? But then you start, what it does, it brings you back into the present and it slows your breathing down. You got to control your breathing.
Wait, so do you go warm first and then to cold?
Yeah, and then cold it.
Golly.
Yeah. I can't jump in there straight away. I have to teach myself to get into there. Eventually I'll do it, get into cold straight away and then warm it up. But yeah, I do the cold first and then the warm first and then flick it to the cold. But bro, it's so good for the mental state and it's meant to be really good for your skin and your body as well. Blood circulation gets going really well. So that's 2 things I've already done for the day. And my third one is exercise. So break a sweat. I don't usually have time in the morning or when I get home with the fams, but lunchtime's my thing, it helps me break up the day. So I either go for a run or a walk but the best one, bro, is getting a kettlebell. Just do a kettlebell exercises, bro, or body weighted exercises. Just do 5 exercises, like a kettlebell or a body weighted kettlebell, body weighted kettlebell. So 5 exercises, and I call it the Hundy Club. I do 100 of each of them, but I break it down into 20. So 20 reps 5 times, of each exercise. And so you do that. Just do those 3 things a day. Those 3 things a day, and that's my time. You know what I mean? Everything else, if anything else falls to shit, I just make sure that I focus on me because I know if I have problems, that will pull me through. And I've been through some tough times with maybe with fams or work, but I know focusing on myself, that's really helped me get through. Focusing on, your physical state, your mental state, and also your spiritual state as well.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to try and do is maybe learn about meditating. Have you tried doing that, bro? Because there's heaps of things on YouTube.
I've actually never really actually tried. I've just kind of
dabbled in it.
You watched it, I just watched it, and then I tried to do what they said, and it just wasn't working, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, next. But yeah, so trying to have 3 goals like that, bro. Is that something?
No,
do you do anything the same with the same?
Yeah, no, that's bro. That's mean. I think for me, I always have goals in my head, but I never kind of put it out there or chuck it down. My things are kind of just goals that always stay in my head. But if we're gonna talk about goals, my first thing would be doing the hardest thing first. As soon as you wake up, think about the hardest thing that you're gonna do and do that first. So for me right now, it's waking up to go training and man, as much as I train in the mornings, I still hate it, bro. It doesn't get any easier, bro. It's every day feels the same. What the heck? I thought this was gonna get better or something. So it's it's always trying to go to trainings every morning. I do cold showers every day as well, bro.
Oh, yeah.
But so my thing is I do minute, I just straight minute. But what you're saying, how you're saying you go warm first, bro, I can't do that, bro. It's you're going comfort to uncomfort. So I just go straight into uncomfort. So
you get straight into a cold shower first and then go
bro,
warm.
my thing is I turn it on and I don't prep myself. I just throw myself in there.
Yeah.
So as soon as I turn it on, bro, I don't try and hype myself up. My only thing that I do is I have to hold my nuts, because bro, as soon as it hits it, bro,
cold,
if it hits my nuts, bro, bro, I'm it's when they're sore feeling, your nuts are cold, bro, and you're just it's I'm not even worried about my body. It's my nuts are cold, bro. So that's my only thing, bro.
I don't want to picture your nuts in the shower.
No, you're just picturing me
Oh my life just turned real, bro.
No, but
0 to 100 real quick.
That's my only thing that I do. It's like I just hold my nuts and friggin' just feel like the cold on my body. But bro, like, you know what's crazy, bro? When I first ever did it, I used to do the same thing, bro. I used to like friggin' like breathe like crazy, bro. Like, like couldn't even like get my like rhythm.
Like when you're crying when you're a little kid,
bro. But now, bro, I jump in there, bro, and it's like, bro, to be honest,
Second
sometimes it's not even cold, bro.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I jump in there, bro, it's at the coldest, and I'm like,
Oh, hey.
bro, I thought it was going to be colder than this, you know? Like, it's like, and then, but when I feel those days, then I like try and have a shower like the whole time, like with cold water,
no
like
hot water. Yeah,
So
yeah.
don't even go to hot. So like, yeah, I do the cold showers, like the same reasons, like kind of like what do you call it? Like feel that discomfort and then like set your like whole body to like to something different, you know, like to not feeling like it's normal, like you feel like you're in the best thing I love about it, like my mornings, like training and then doing that cold shower, it's like two discomfort things, like, and it's like the more you do it, the more like you become comfortable in those, like being in an uncomfortable place, you know, like,
100%. And that's what I'm saying. When you're going through some tough times, bro, focus on yourself. Like actually deep dive into yourself, either education, like put yourself through those tough moments, but you know, working on your body, working on your mind, working on your spirit, because those tough times is when you're going to need, you know, when you're going to lean on yourself. You know what I mean? You might be having some tough times with family or money or work or whatever. As long as you keep focusing on yourself, and that will pull you through those tough times, because you know if you can get through those hard times of having a cold shower or doing a workout that you don't want to do, you know you can face those other challenges because you're willing to put yourself into those moments. And once you do that, then you know that you're going to be okay. You know what I mean? Like because you're willing to work on yourself, you know that everything else is going to be okay. You know, like, and as crazy as that sounds, I can only strongly recommend anybody that does that, you know, like just really invest in yourself in other ways, you know, don't have to sit on the couch and fucking go,
feel sorry for yourself.
Feel sorry for yourself, or take it out. The worst is take it out on your family or loved ones or close friends. Only because you're going through shit doesn't mean you have to pull other people down with, you know, with what you're going through. You can manage your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions by just purely working on yourself. And because of that, you'll be a better person, you know, like you'll be able to handle control situations a bit better. You know, it'll still be tough, but at the same time, because you know you've done the work on yourself, you know you're going to back yourself, you know.
I was watching this. I watched this David Goggins one. Fuck, I love watching that dude.
Yeah,
like
bro.
He's like a dude that I will watch the same podcast.
He's just dropped a new book too, eh?
Oh, did he? Oh, true.
Yeah.
But the one that he was like saying was like, listen to the real you, and the real you always knows what to do. It's like you put yourself in their position where you kind of just think, oh, it's okay to like not train today. But he's like, the real you wouldn't say that. Like the real you would be like, hey, get your fucking ass to the gym and go do something. But we always think like, oh, nah, it's okay. Like, you know, I'll just have a rest day today, you know?
It's so easy to brush it off, eh?
Oh, bro, yeah. But like, I'll finish off my my goals. That was my one, doing the hardest thing. My second one, it's one that I've been like trying to fight for ages, but like finishing like scriptures, like finishing like my Bible scriptures. So I always try and listen to it and everything, but man, sometimes you like listen to it or even like read it and it's not going
coming in.
bro,
You're not
know?
sinking
And then I
in,
feel
yeah.
like I didn't read it, so I go back and like read it again. So that's like my other thing. And then my third goal, I haven't really thought about this, but
Yeah, maybe it's something to think about. You're like, I mean, we're a couple of days out from, 1st of November.
Yeah.
You know, just have a daily goal, whatever it be. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be small. It can be whatever you want. You know, like might be something simple as not eating bread for the month. You know, or I don't know. It could be read 10 pages, or it could be I don't know, just something. You know, something that can help. You become a better person. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. I was going to say be a better person, like better boyfriend, better friend, better brother, better mate. Like, especially, sorry, like being a better like friend to maybe maybe that's one, like being a better friend to where you can check your mates, like, you know, like if something doesn't sit right, then like hit them up about it and stuff, like even to being like unapologetic, like if like say you're going through something, right, but you're not telling me or something, and then we're trying to like organize things, like being okay to be like, hey bro, like if you can't do this, then like tell me, like, but don't like, let's not try and act like everything's all good when like, I don't know, but you know you're going through something, you know, and being okay to like check your mates, check your brothers, and like things like that. Because I feel like when you check someone, people think it's like conflict, but it's like, nah, bro, I'm just trying to like, I'm trying to be better, like not only for you but for us, you know, to kind of make our relationship a bit better, you know, because it's like, it's annoying when you try and check someone and then like they go off and they're like, oh bro, that dude was like on a freaking weird buzz, like he was like hitting me up for something. It's like, nah bro, I think you're taking it that way because he checked you, like, you know, rather than like actually, and maybe it's also like presentation, like the way you present that, like that like check, like, you know,
that conversation,
like maybe like presenting it a bit better, like, hey bro, like, you know, I know that we're going through stuff, and you know, so like trying to figure out how to like present it better, rather than like, bro, frick, don't say you can do this if you can't, like, you know, like, so it's like maybe that's another one for me, bro, like being like honest to the point where like there's no white lies, like, you know, because that's the worst thing, bro, you know, just those little white lies that you're kind of like, bro, you didn't even need to lie about that, bro, you know, just say you're late.
Not the stuck in traffic, sorry, right, you know.
Bro, I had to drop off my mum and blah blah blah, and you're kind of like, bro, you didn't need to say that, bro. I was all good if you like, you know, if you were like gonna be hour late or not, like,
But yeah, that's it, bro. That's for sure. So, bro, but there's some mean chats in this one tonight, bro.
Bro, that was more like a meaningful chat, bro. Rather than
straight off the bat, there's a couple of topics we didn't even talk about because we sort of diverted what we were going to talk about. But no, I can't wait for the next one, bro. And so if you guys haven't subscribed yet, feel free to hit the subscribe button. We've got a bit more banter, a few other things coming out. We've got a whole lot more topics to talk about. We're going to do this on the regular. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging around.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. So yeah, see you in the next one.
Let's go.
Peace.
Sicker than your average. Papa twist cabbage off instinct. Niggas don't think shit stink. Pink gators by Detroit players. Tim's for my hooligans in Brooklyn.